Have you ever woken up feeling stiff, like your body just didn't want to cooperate? Maybe it's that nagging tightness in your back, or your shoulders feeling like they've been carrying the weight of the world overnight. Or maybe it's not physical at all. Maybe it's that sluggish, foggy feeling that just won't lift, no matter how much coffee you drink. If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. What if I told you that there's one simple habit, just a few minutes a day, that could start to shift all of that? And no, it's not some fancy supplement or intense workout routine. It's something so simple that most people overlook it entirely. Stretching. Yup, stretching. It might not sound exciting, but daily stretching can do more for your well-being than most people realize. In fact, a growing body of research is starting to reveal just how powerful it can be, not only for your body but for your mind and even your emotional health. Studies from respected institutions like the American College of Sports Medicine have shown that regular flexibility training can reduce muscle stiffness, improve posture, increase blood flow, and even help manage stress. One study published in the Journal of Physical Therapy Science found that just 10 minutes of daily stretching helped participants reduce lower back pain and improve sleep quality over a 6-week period. And that's just scratching the surface. So in today's video, we're diving deep into 5 astonishing benefits of daily stretching for your well-being. And trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end, because the final benefit might completely change how you think about your body. But before we jump in, a quick disclaimer. This video is for informational purposes only and is based on publicly available research. Everyone's health is different, so always consult your doctor or a qualified healthcare provider before making any changes to your lifestyle, diet, or exercise routine. Scientific knowledge is always evolving, and what works for one person may not work for another. Alright, let's dive into the first way stretching can totally transform the way you feel every day. Let's talk mobility. You know that feeling when your joints just don't move the way they used to? Like when tying your shoes feels like a small yoga class. As we age, we naturally lose flexibility and range of motion. But the good news is, it doesn't have to stay that way. Stretching helps keep your muscles and joints limber, which is essential for things like balance, coordination, and yes, preventing injuries. A study in the Clinical Interventions in Aging journal found that older adults who followed a consistent stretching routine improved their walking speed and balance, which are directly linked to a lower risk of falls. And we know how serious a fall can be later in life. I remember my neighbor Sheila. She's in her late 60s and used to struggle just getting up from her garden bench. She started doing a gentle stretching routine every morning. Nothing extreme, just 10 to 15 minutes of slow movements. Within a month, she told me, "I feel like my body has more space to move in." She wasn't doing headstands or touching her toes like a gymnast, just simple stretches, and it made a world of difference. Stretching also helps lengthen muscles that get tight from daily habits, like sitting at a desk or looking down at your phone. These things might seem small, but over time, they can really mess with your posture and mobility. Daily stretching helps correct that, realigning your body in a way that feels almost like a reset button for your muscles. Now, let's move into another benefit that people don't talk about enough: improved circulation. Stretching helps increase blood flow to your muscles, delivering oxygen and nutrients that your body needs to repair and regenerate. Better circulation can mean more energy, faster recovery after exercise, and even better skin. There was a fascinating study out of the University of Milan that looked at people who practiced static stretching for 12 weeks. The participants showed improved blood vessel function and reduced arterial stiffness, 2 major factors in heart health. In other words, regular stretching could potentially support cardiovascular well-being. Pretty impressive for something that doesn't even require breaking a sweat, right? It's not just your muscles that benefit either. When blood flow improves, your brain gets more oxygen too. That can translate into better focus, less brain fog, and even improved mood. We often think of brain health as something that only changes through diet or supplements, but your physical movement plays a huge role too. I had a friend who used to work long hours at a computer. He started taking stretch breaks every couple of hours, just 5 minutes at a time, and he swore his concentration improved. He felt sharper, more present, and less drained at the end of the day. It wasn't magic, it was just his body and brain finally getting what they needed. Now, you might be wondering, That sounds great, but isn't stretching just for athletes or people who do yoga? Not at all. Stretching is for everyone. You don't need to be flexible to start. That's like saying you need to be clean before you take a shower. The point is to start from wherever you are. Even a few minutes a day, stretching your arms overhead, gently twisting your torso, rolling your shoulders, can start to make a difference. It's about building a small habit that gives your body a daily opportunity to reset and recover. And here's something else most people don't realize. Stretching doesn't just benefit your body. It can actually help you sleep better. But we'll get to that in the next section, along with more powerful benefits that might surprise you. So now that we've covered how stretching boosts mobility and circulation, let's move on to something equally important. How this simple habit can actually reduce pain, help you sleep more soundly, and support your emotional health in ways you might never have considered. So we've talked about mobility and circulation, two game-changing benefits of daily stretching. But what if I told you that stretching can also help you feel less pain, sleep better, and even feel a little happier each day? Let's start with something a lot of us deal with, especially as we get older: chronic pain. Whether it's lower back tension, stiff shoulders, or aching hips, these little aches can start to feel like a permanent part of life. But they don't have to be. See, when muscles stay tight over long periods of time, they can put extra pressure on joints and nerves. That leads to discomfort, and over time, it can become chronic. Stretching helps by loosening those muscles and improving alignment throughout the body. When your muscles and joints are working together in harmony, there's less strain, and less strain means less pain. There's actually a study published in the Journal of Bodywork and Movement Therapies that found participants who stretched regularly experienced significant reductions in musculoskeletal pain, especially in areas like the back, neck, and shoulders. And here's the kicker: they weren't doing anything extreme. Just a short, gentle stretching routine done consistently. I remember a woman named Carla who shared her story with me. She had been struggling with lower back pain for years and was hesitant to try anything new. But her doctor suggested adding a basic stretching sequence to her mornings. Within 2 weeks, she said she noticed a huge improvement, not just in pain levels, but in how she moved through the day. Her energy picked up, and she felt more capable doing things around the house. And you know what she told me? It's not just about the pain going away, it's about feeling like myself again. And that brings us to another huge benefit: better sleep. If you've ever tossed and turned at night, or woken up feeling more tired than when you went to bed, stretching might be the gentle bedtime ritual your body's been craving. When you stretch in the evening, especially slow, deep stretches, it signals to your nervous system that it's time to wind down. It helps shift you out of that wired, stressed-out fight or flight mode and into the rest and digest zone where relaxation happens. Your heart rate slows, your muscles soften, your mind gets a chance to breathe. One study from the National Sleep Foundation noted that people who did light stretching or yoga before bed reported falling asleep faster and staying asleep longer. And you don't need to unroll a yoga mat or light incense. Just lying on your back and doing a few leg stretches or gentle spinal twists can help your body relax enough to drift off peacefully. You might be thinking, but I'm not flexible. Stretching feels uncomfortable for me. And hey, I hear you. A lot of people feel that way at first. But here's the truth. Stretching isn't about how far you can reach. It's about tuning into your body. You don't have to look like a ballerina. You just have to move with intention. If you're just getting started, think of stretching as an invitation rather than a challenge. Start small. Take deep breaths. Focus on how it feels, not how it looks. Over time, your flexibility will improve. But more importantly, your connection to your body will deepen. And that connection, believe it or not, can have a powerful impact on your emotional well-being too. See, stretching isn't just physical. It's actually deeply connected to how we feel emotionally. When you take time to slow down and stretch, you're creating space not just in your muscles, but in your mind. It's a moment to check in, breathe, and let go of tension you might not even realize you're holding. There's a reason practices like yoga and Tai Chi have been used for centuries, not just for strength or flexibility, but for inner peace. Stretching activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps regulate stress and promote a sense of calm. A study in Frontiers in Psychiatry even found that stretching interventions helped reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression in participants. And the beauty is, you don't have to go on a retreat or meditate for an hour. You can create that same sense of peace with just 5 to 10 minutes of stretching in your living room, your office, or even at the kitchen counter. I knew a man, Jim, in his early 70s, who used to feel overwhelmed every morning just trying to start the day. He began a morning ritual of stretching while listening to his favorite classical music. He said it gave him clarity, helped him feel grounded, and set the tone for his day. "It's like I give myself a little gift each morning," he told me. And that stuck with me. Now, I know some folks might still feel hesitant. Maybe you've had an injury in the past, or you think you're too old to start stretching now. But I want to gently challenge that belief, because the science says otherwise. In fact, research from the National Institutes of Health shows that people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, can significantly improve flexibility and mobility with consistent stretching. Age doesn't disqualify you from feeling better. It just makes it more important to start today. And if you're worried about injury or doing it wrong, just start with basic stretches you can do seated or supported by a chair. Keep movements slow and gentle. If you feel pain, back off, but if you feel a light tension, that's your muscles waking up. So now we've explored how stretching improves your mobility, boosts circulation, reduces pain, improves sleep, and even supports emotional well-being. Pretty amazing for something so simple, right? But we're not done yet. Next, we're going to explore something that ties all of this together: how stretching builds consistency and motivation, and how that one small habit can become a gateway to better health across the board. We'll also talk about the real challenges many people face when it comes to starting and sticking with a new routine, especially as we age. So if you've ever struggled with staying motivated or felt like you just couldn't make new habits stick, you'll definitely want to stick around for part 3. Because that's where the real transformation happens, not just in your body, but in your mindset. See you there. If you're enjoying this so far and want more simple, science-backed tips to stay healthy as you age, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We share helpful videos just like this every week, and we'd love to have you be part of our growing community of wellness warriors. Now, let's talk about something that might be the most important piece of this whole puzzle: how daily stretching helps build consistency and motivation in your health journey. Here's the thing: most of us know what we should be doing to feel better. Move more, eat healthier, sleep well, manage stress. But the hard part? Actually doing it. And more importantly, sticking with it. That's where stretching really shines. Because it's simple, it's gentle, and it's something you can actually look forward to, especially once you start to feel the benefits. Stretching doesn't require any fancy equipment or a gym membership. You don't need to change your clothes or carve out an entire hour. It's low barrier, and that makes it a fantastic gateway habit. What's a gateway habit? It's something small and manageable that opens the door to bigger changes over time. When you stretch consistently, even just 5 minutes a day, you start to build a rhythm. You prove to yourself, hey, I can do something good for my body every day. And that sense of follow-through creates momentum. Suddenly, you're also drinking more water, taking a short walk, going to bed a little earlier. It's a ripple effect. There's actually a study published in the Journal of Bodywork and Movement Therapies that found participants who stretched regularly experienced significant reductions in musculoskeletal pain, especially in areas like the back, neck, and shoulders. And here's the kicker: they weren't doing anything extreme, just a short, gentle stretching routine done consistently. I remember a woman named Carla who shared her story with me. She had been struggling with lower back pain for years and was hesitant to try anything new. But her doctor suggested adding a basic stretching sequence to her mornings. Within 2 weeks, she said she noticed a huge improvement, not just in pain levels, but in how she moved through the day. Her energy picked up, and she felt more capable doing things around the house. And you know what she told me? It's not just about the pain going away, it's about feeling like myself again. And that brings us to another huge benefit: better sleep. If you've ever tossed and turned at night, or woken up feeling more tired than when you went to bed, stretching might be the gentle bedtime ritual your body's been craving. When you stretch in the evening, especially slow, deep stretches, it signals to your nervous system that it's time to wind down. It helps shift you out of that wired, stressed-out fight or flight mode and into the rest and digest zone where relaxation happens. Your heart rate slows. Your muscles soften. Your mind gets a chance to breathe. One study from the National Sleep Foundation noted that people who did light stretching or yoga before bed reported falling asleep faster and staying asleep longer. And you don't need to unroll a yoga mat or light incense. Just lying on your back and doing a few leg stretches or gentle spinal twists can help your body relax enough to drift off peacefully. You might be thinking, but I'm not flexible. Stretching feels uncomfortable for me. And hey, I hear you. A lot of people feel that way at first. But here's the truth. Stretching isn't about how far you can reach. It's about tuning into your body. You don't have to look like a ballerina. You just have to move with intention. If you're just getting started, think of stretching as an invitation rather than a challenge. Start small. Take deep breaths. Focus on how it feels, not how it looks. Over time, your flexibility will improve. But more importantly, your connection to your body will deepen. And that connection, believe it or not, can have a powerful impact on your emotional well-being too. See, stretching isn't just physical. It's actually deeply connected to how we feel emotionally. When you take time to slow down and stretch, you're creating space not just in your muscles, but in your mind. It's a moment to check in, breathe, and let go of tension you might not even realize you're holding. There's a reason practices like yoga and Tai Chi have been used for centuries, not just for strength or flexibility, but for inner peace. Stretching activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps regulate stress and promote a sense of calm. A study in Frontiers in Psychiatry even found that stretching interventions helped reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression in participants. And the beauty is, you don't have to go on a retreat or meditate for an hour. You can create that same sense of peace with just 5 to 10 minutes of stretching in your living room, your office, or even at the kitchen counter. I knew a man, Jim, in his early 70s, who used to feel overwhelmed every morning just trying to start the day. He began a morning ritual of stretching while listening to his favorite classical music. He said it gave him clarity, helped him feel grounded, and set the tone for his day. "It's like I give myself a little gift each morning," he told me. And that stuck with me. Now, I know some folks might still feel hesitant. Maybe you've had an injury in the past, or you think you're too old to start stretching now. But I want to gently challenge that belief, because the science says otherwise. In fact, research from the National Institutes of Health shows that people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, can significantly improve flexibility and mobility with consistent stretching. Age doesn't disqualify you from feeling better. It just makes it more important to start today. And if you're worried about injury or doing it wrong, just start with basic stretches you can do seated or supported by a chair. Keep movements slow and gentle. If you feel pain, back off. But if you feel a light tension, that's your muscles waking up. So now we've explored how stretching improves your mobility, boosts circulation, reduces pain, improves sleep, and even supports emotional well-being. Pretty amazing for something so simple, right? But we're not done yet. Next, we're going to explore something that ties all of this together. How stretching builds consistency and motivation, and how that one small habit can become a gateway to better health across the board. We'll also talk about the real challenges many people face when it comes to starting and sticking with a new routine, especially as we age. So if you've ever struggled with staying motivated or felt like you just couldn't make new habits stick, you'll definitely want to stick around for part 3. Because that's where the real transformation happens, not just in your body, but in your mindset. See you there. If you're enjoying this so far and want more simple, science-backed tips to stay healthy as you age, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We share helpful videos just like this every week, and we'd love to have you be part of our growing community of wellness warriors. Now, let's talk about something that might be the most important piece of this whole puzzle. How daily stretching helps build consistency and motivation in your health journey. Here's the thing. Most of us know what we should be doing to feel better. Move more, eat healthier, sleep well, manage stress. But the hard part? Actually doing it. And more importantly, sticking with it. That's where stretching really shines. Because it's simple, it's gentle, and it's something you can actually look forward to, especially once you start to feel the benefits. Stretching doesn't require any fancy equipment or a gym membership. You don't need to change your clothes or carve out an entire hour. It's low barrier, and that makes it a fantastic gateway habit. What's a gateway habit? It's something small and manageable that opens the door to bigger changes over time. When you stretch consistently, even just 5 minutes a day, you start to build a rhythm. You prove to yourself, hey, I can do something good for my body every day. And that sense of follow-through creates momentum. Suddenly, you're also drinking more water, taking a short walk, going to bed a little earlier. It's a ripple effect. Pick 2 or 3 gentle stretches, maybe a seated forward bend, a shoulder roll, a gentle twist. Focus on your breath. Don't rush. Just be present. If you're not sure where to start, we've got other videos on this channel with simple routines you can follow. But truly, just doing something is enough. You might be surprised at what happens. You might feel a little looser. You might sleep a little better. You might even notice your mood shift. Because it's not just the stretching, it's the message you're sending your body. I'm choosing to care for you. I'm choosing health. And if you miss a day, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Just pick it back up the next day. Progress isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up again and again, even when it's hard. I truly believe that every small habit you build today plants the seeds for a stronger, more vibrant future. And you don't have to do it alone. This channel is here for you. I'm here for you. And there's a whole community of people just like you. People who want to age with strength, grace, and energy. So let me ask you this. What's one stretch you can start with today? Go ahead and leave it in the comments. Let's cheer each other on. And if there's a topic you want us to explore next, maybe joint health, balance, or nutrition, drop that in the comments too. Your voice helps shape what we do here. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who might need a little extra motivation today. And of course, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss more videos like this one. We've got lots of simple, science-backed, feel-good content coming your way. Here's to your health. Here's to strength and mobility at every age. And here's to the small steps that lead to big change. You've got this, and we're with you every stretch of the way.